Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chill Moments in the Chicago Blackhawks franchise series. So we're here in the first round of the playoffs, facing the most hated St. Louis Blues. All right. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and check out the lines that they have, which I believe if you go into here, maybe you have to select your side. I think. Yeah, edit lines and strategies, and then edit lines, view opponents. Okay. Alright, so you look at this line of an 88, 88, 86, which I'm surprised they have Tarasenko on the second line. I would definitely have expected him on the first line with these guys. But either way, this top six is just unreal. It's a great top six. A really, really good third line with the 84, two-way forward, sniper. So you get a little goal scoring there. Might be able to take advantage of him defensively. And then a pretty good fourth line, so definitely not bad. Definitely would be better with Tarasenko on the first line versus the second line. But either way, you still have an 87 down here. So it's pretty good. Go ahead and defense. There's a stud defenseman right there. Another good three amazing defensemen. Parayko, really good defensively, so it really does fit in well with who they got going on here. This isn't bad. And then their goaltending, which is an 87, which is also really good. So all around a good team. We do have him beaten the net though with Corey Crawford. Our defensive lineup is 92, 83 with Polka, 91, 86. I would say just because of Seabrook and Keith, and I would say we probably have them beat just a little bit, just because we have two studs. And John Mercent, even though he's only an 86, his defensive is just so good. Polka's really good offensively, so bottom pair is pretty even. And then our offense, I would say we have them in the top. We do have this 87 here, and then two 95s, followed by another 87, 88, 85. Our third line is way better than their third line, and our fourth line is also better. So I would say we have an advantage on paper. But again, they do have home ice, as you can tell in the background. So we're going to go ahead and exit that because I don't want to sim. So as you can tell down here, you have Colorado versus San Jose. Colorado's up 1-0. You have Calgary versus Vancouver, Dallas versus Minnesota, us and the EU Blues. You have Detroit and Montreal. You have Ottawa and Toronto, which that's a pretty good rivalry. New Jersey and the Islanders, which is also a good rivalry. And then Columbus managed to make it in, so that's another good one. Go ahead and hold this team meeting, since I did just notice that. Only an 85. Is anyone mad? First things first. Don't know why you're mad. Being injured. Okay, so I would imagine that's going to come up. And then probably just, scratched. He's just a depth, so not too big deal. I would like to see him come up. I'll go ahead and hold this. This is a big game. This is game one. This roster's been here. I would just probably just be calming with them, just kind of let them know. And that didn't work out too well. I don't like the fact that Corey Crawford's morale was lost. I do like that TVRs went up. Hopefully that helps him, and it did. So that definitely helps. Now that he's happy. So it was a win-lose right there. But yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead. We can check out one last thing just to see. I'm pretty sure they are healthy, but we'll just kind of take a look here. See if we see any Blues, any recent ones. No. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get a quick drink, and then we'll hop into this game. Alright, now let's get into this. Simulate. Alright, so, big game here in St. Louis. If you're the Blackhawks, it's a game you want to take with an early power play. We can only get one shot so far on this power play. But definitely in a game in St. Louis, you want to take this game. You don't want to allow them to win this. It's hard to come out from an 0-2 series. So you do want to start out high. You do want to take a game in St. Louis, take away home ice right away, which they fought for all year long. So hopefully we can get a win here, as it doesn't look like we generated much on this power play with only 3 shots right there. So we're going to go ahead and sim the first period. And Kevin Shattenkirk gets one on Corey Crawford. They're out shooting us by double. That's not good. Taze, you got to come into this locker room. You got to be fired up. You got to make this team want to be here. Make this team want to win. You guys have been there, done that. Some people in this locker room have it. They want it. We all need to have it. So you're just going to have to step in here and battle. Go ahead and get this going here. So, just another quick power play of nothing. They get one. So I think we're going to have to look at that. I'm going to go ahead and sim the period, though. And Ryan Hartman gets that greasy goal right in front as he's replacing Andrew Shaw from a couple years back. So it's good to see us get on the board. We're coming back in shots here. We're going to start at the third period. Just like Jonathan Taze handled lock him. Another early power play, and we don't score again. That's 3 early power plays, and Yuri Laterra gets one on Corey Crawford about midway through the period. Can Chicago respond? Takes a penalty. Good kill. 6 minutes left. Somebody's got to respond here. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taze, Panarin, somebody, come on. And we lose the game there. Check out the penalties real quick, not hits. Go all. Jonathan Taze is the one that took the penalty there. First period, so we took 2. Okay, so alright, so we had 3 power plays, no goals. So it's okay, I guess. This one doesn't look like there's much of a power play with the whole Brent Seabrook right there. So go ahead, leave this game, as we did end up losing the game, which Corey Crawford did play well, so I can't hate on that. Our offense just didn't show up. None of our big names showed up. Big names to them showed up. Kevin Shattenkirk with a huge goal for them. We'll go ahead and sim to the next game. We'll check out all these other series here. So yeah, it's only one game right there. We can respond as Colorado takes a 2-0 lead over San Jose. Vancouver beat Calgary. 1-1 Minnesota Dallas. 2-0 for Detroit over Montreal. You have 1-0 Ottawa. 1-1 for the New York New Jersey series, and Pittsburgh's up 1-0. Go ahead and jump into this game here. Yes, this is a huge game, I believe. I believe that if you don't come out here and you don't win this game, being the Blackhawks, go down 0-2. I know it's not bad until you lose on home ice in the playoffs, but just the fact you'll be down 0-2 to a team that's as good as St. Louis is, it's going to be rough. It'll definitely be a big hole to kind of try to undig. So Nicholas Hjalmarsson gets one on the St. Louis Blues. Second shot of the game goes in. Kill here. We'll go ahead and sim this period. Okay. We are getting outshot, but Nicholas Hjalmarsson with the big goal. Finally a name that's been here in Chicago. Steps up. Hopefully we can get another one here. So second period here. Hopefully we can get an early one. If not, as long as we can keep... There's Nisimov on the third line. Followed by Ryan Hartman. Much better period here. We'll go ahead and sim this one. And Luke Glendening. This is the type of offense that I want to see against this St. Louis team. We had the better goaltender. We need to put the puck in the net just like this. Shots are even. Clearly, Corey Crawford has outplayed Jake Allen. So we're going to start the third period up here. Power play for St. Louis. Killed off by Chicago. Seems like St. Louis is getting a lot of shots here. 29 shots for them. Come on, Corey Crawford. Come on. Get the word that we're not going to say. We're not going to say the word. Come on, 1 minute. And the shutout for Corey Crawford as Taze gets a late goal there to make it 5-0. Chicago takes game, and not only do they win a game in St. Louis, they dominate a game in St. Louis. 5-0 win. Huge game for Corey Crawford. Nice game for Anisimov in the third line there. And Hjalmarsson with the big game-winning goal. So that's definitely what we needed. We needed to take that game in St. Louis. We needed to take over home ice. Now we can come back to Chicago in front of the greatest fans in the world at the UC, where they're cheering from the start of the anthem to the end of the game on their seats. The building's just rocking. As you do notice, San Jose was able to win a game there. Detroit's up 3-0, 2-0 right there. So it looks like for the most part, besides the Detroit series, all tight series here. We're going to go in here. We're going to go into the UC. You know, you got Patrick Kane, Showtime, who hasn't had his name show up anywhere yet. Hopefully he can get going in front of the home crowd here. He does like to put on a show. Hopefully he can put on a show. As Anisimov gets another goal. Back-to-back games with a goal from him in the third line. As it looks like we are dominating him. We'll go ahead and sim this period. Alright, 10-6 in shots, 1-0 lead. Go ahead and start this up. So yeah, hopefully we can get another quick goal here as they do get a power play and we kill it off. Go ahead and Nick Schmaltz gets a huge goal, but Vladimir Tarasenko responds right away to cut the lead to 1. And Patrick Kane in the UC gets a huge goal, followed by Paul Stasius, and then say followed by Anisimov. What a crazy... And Steen. Oh my gosh, you can't even finish... And Berglund ties it up. What a insane period right here. Just goal after goal after goal. Corey Crawford probably got pulled after this one. I'll be surprised if Jake Allen's still in the net. But, you know, they had a huge period there as it looked like we were just keeping our lead. And then finally they were able to get the back-to-back goals to tie it up. Start the third period here. We are out shooting them. But in a game that's been this crazy, you need to get the next one. The next goal is huge. On the power play, we don't get one. St. Louis power play, we kill it off. You know, it's huge. I mean, at this point, the next goal is going to win. But do you want to go to overtime? You don't. You want to win this. You want to keep your legs fresh. You got to get this. Come on, somebody get it. Okay. So we're going to go into overtime here. And I know Chicago's got plenty of players that have had some success in overtime. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, Brent Seabrook, Duncan Keith, you know, but I want someone like Panarin. Panarin's a name that needs to step up here, needs to have a big playoff, needs to get this goal here. You know, shots are still even. This game is just tight. It's probably a bruising game right now, just gritty and grindy. Someone's got to get a goal for Chicago here. We got to win on UC. You know the building's packed. You know they're yelling. You know they're screaming. Someone takes a penalty in overtime, and we kill it off. I do want to see who went ahead and took that bad penalty in overtime. Look at all the hits. Patrick Kane holding in overtime, and behind the net. It's not a good penalty to be taking, but we did kill it off. And as you can tell, I mean, just look at this, dude. Hits, shots, just all over the place. Looks like St. Louis was able to catch someone right there in center ice. So we'll go ahead and we're going to start the second overtime here. We are still out shooting him. Hopefully we can put one behind him. And early into the overtime period, Bouwmeester gets one past Corey Crawford to give St. Louis the 2-1 series lead and the win. That one's rough. You have a good game from your depth, but you just can't keep the puck out of your net. That one's rough. It's going to be tough to respond from that. You have a game where you should have won, and they come back and they win in overtime. You swing the momentum there. There is a couple series on the brink here, though, as we look. You got Colorado, San Jose, and you have Detroit, Montreal, and Ottawa, Toronto. So, but that one right there is a tough loss. But you know what? You can't dwell on that. You just got to get up. You got to get back in this, and you got to win this next game. You can't lose this game. This game's huge. You need to just take this game. You need to battle. Can't be taking early penalties. First period. As Jaden Schwartz gets one on Corey Crawford here, you know, you need names to step up. You need the big names. You need Duncan Keith. You need Panarin. You need Patrick Kane. They need to do more than what they've done. This is the series that they need to take over here. Send the period. Down by 1, going into the third, on home ice. 2-1 series lead for St. Louis. Do you give them a 3-1 series lead going back to St. Louis? Or do you battle? Do you go into that net? You go into the blue paint. You grind it out. You get that garbage goal. You get that tip goal. You get the rebound goal. You get the grit goal here. This is playoffs. You give everything you have, and you're going to come out with a win here, boys. All right? Go ahead and start this up here. As there's A bunch of shots from Chicago here early on. And Marian Hossa from the red line scores a goal, followed by Marian Hossa just at the blue line. What's the next one going to be just below the hash marks from Marian Hossa? As he gets 2 goals. And if you're St. Louis, you give him that goal from the red line as there's only 1 minute left here. Come on, hold it off. Big, huge win. Marian Hossa. You know, we thought maybe last year was going to be his last. He sticks around and gets huge goals. This goal right here is just crazy. Just imagine that. I don't know what it was. Jake Allen wasn't paying attention. He was going behind the net. Took a crazy rebound. But you know what? I'll take it. Huge W to tie the series up. You know we can win a game in St. Louis. We've done it before. Marian Hossa, of course. And Corey Crawford with another great game. But, you know, sorry about that, boys. It's definitely one that's a huge game right there. Go ahead and sim it up. See if any of these end here. But yeah, it's a huge game. It's Ottawa sweeps Toronto and Austin Matthews and kicks them out of the playoffs. The San Jose battles to get one. Montreal gets another one. So a lot of these series are going deep here. Almost everyone in the West looks like it's going to be at least a 6-game series. Except for that Calgary one. But Calgary can end it in 5. We're going to jump into our series because that's all that matters to us. We don't care who's possibly moving on. All we care about is who we are right now, who we're playing, which is the St. Louis Blues. So, hopefully we can get something going on early here. Go ahead and sim. As Sessions gets one early, the 4th line stepping up huge right there. Sim this period. And Nick Schmaltz, this is the type of period I want to see here. But it's pretty close at shots, so we just got to keep going. We got to keep putting the puck in the net here as we get an early penalty. Good penalty kill. Penalty kill seems to be going pretty good. We're going to go ahead and sim this period. 2-0. Okay, so you have a 2-goal lead. You're a more than experienced team here. This is a game you need to hold them off, battle, get that 3rd goal on the power play right here, put it out of reach if we don't. There's only 13 minutes left here. You got to keep battling, boys. St. Louis is coming back here in the shots. Another power play. Come on. Okay. Still 6 minutes left. Take it minute by minute. Battle by battle. Face off by face off. Come on, boys. Come on. Nicholas Johnson gets the empty netter, puts it out of reach, and the Chicago Blackhawks take a game in St. Louis and take a 3-2 series lead over the St. Louis Blues. So Corey Crawford, another huge game and another shutout, playing fantastic. Brent Seabrook with 2 assists. Jake Allen is also playing fabulous, so it's definitely interesting here. Go ahead and move on. So as we come up to this game, go ahead and sim up here, see if any other series ends here. See if San Jose can force a Game 7, and they don't. So a bunch of series ended in 6 right there. You had Colorado end in 6. Detroit beat him in 6. And New Jersey beat him in 6. Dallas and Minnesota are going 7. But you know what? We have the Blues. We're at home in Chicago. This is the game we need to take. Don't allow them to bring it back to St. Louis. You don't want to fly there. You want to stay at home. You don't want to leave. You want to stay here. You want to get your rest. You want to end it here. St. Louis gets 2 quick shots. 3 quick shots. But Chicago scores on the first shot by Brooks Lake. Tarasenko gets one really quick here. We're going to do a full-time simulation for this game here. Hopefully we can end it here. Shots are 9-2 though. 10-3, which isn't good. But you know what? All that matters is the scoreboard. And the scoreboard is tied at the end of 1. End of 1 right here. You know, if you are Jonathan Toews or if you are Joel Quenneville, you're stepping up in this locker room here. You're telling him, we're lucky to be tied here. Corey Crawford stood on its head. Now it's time for the offense to stand on theirs. Come on here. Come on. All right. Okay, so 16-7 power play. And freaking Brent Seabrook gets a huge goal on the power play to take a 2-1 lead here. Come on, boys. Get another one. Get a 2-goal lead before the 3rd. Come on, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, Scott Harrington. The defense is stepping up with huge goals. Huge goals here. 2-goal lead. 3-1 lead right here. You have a 2-goal lead. You have Corey Crawford in the net. You have big names such as Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Marian Hossa. You have names that have been here. Duncan Keith. This is a team that should be able to keep this 2-goal lead, end this series as we take a penalty here in the 3rd. Come on, get the kill, get the kill. Good kill, boys. Power play, come on. Okay, our power, and Jay Bomeister gets him with 1 with 10 minutes left here. Come on, boys. Come on. Someone get something on the power play. Come on, boys. Come on. Step it up here. Keep fighting. Come on, Duncan Keith. Block some shots. Jamison. Yes! As the Chicago Blackhawks have eliminated the St. Louis Blues out of the playoffs here on home ice. Corey Crawford with a great game. Scott Harrington gets a star. Temi Panarin with 2 assists. You know what? That's exactly... We get to the second round here. We get a little extra couple days of rest as they're going 7 over there. We're simulated up. And we are going to play the Dallas Stars. So, we get the Dallas Stars. As you can see, San Jose, Vancouver, Minnesota, St. Louis were all eliminated in the West. In the East, Montreal, Toronto, the Islanders, and Columbus. So there's one Canadian team on each side left over for the Canadian hopefuls. So we're going to go ahead and look at Stats Central. We're going to see who did what for us. Go ahead and look at player stats here. Okay. And as you look here, you have a Nisimov with 7 points in 7 games. Huge series. So Patrick Kane with 7 points. Got quiet there. You didn't see him scoring goals, but he was making plays. He was getting assists. Brent Seabrook with 5. That's huge from a defenseman, but Brent Seabrook always comes up big in the playoffs. Just a playoff performer. Nick Schmaltz has 4 points. That's great for him. Taves with 4. Could be better. He is our leader, though, so he's doing more than that. Good game. I mean, just all the way down. Does anyone not have a point? Billy Polka's the only one with a point, but he is a +4, so there's no complaining right there. We have 1 minus player, it looks like. But only 1 power play goal, it looks like. But we do have a shorthanded goal from Anisimov, but only 1 power play goal. So it's something I can look at, maybe make an adjustment. But we did just win that series, so I don't know if I'm going to. Let's go ahead and see who's performing for, not Detroit, the Dallas Stars here. As it looks like, as far as points go, it's just spread out. Looks like they have a nice deep team. Spread out, just kind of like us. They don't necessarily have that, but you do have him with 12 pins. Hopefully we can take advantage of something like that. But, so yes, your Chicago Blackhawks have moved on to the next round. They have battled through the St. Louis Blues, eliminated a rival to turn around and face the Dallas Stars. Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn's got to be there. Patrick Sharp might be there, I'm not sure. They have John Klingberg. They have good players. Can the Chicago Blackhawks get through round 2, get to the Western Conference Finals? You know what, boys? You'll have to come back next time to see that. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Please subscribe. If you want to leave any feedback or anything like that, please do. It's more than welcome. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day/night.